Hello quilty friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and I make videos about quilting and my creative life. Anywhere that you can find me on the web is listed down in the description box below. Today I want to show you a project that I've been working on for maybe the last 6 weeks or so. It's an English paper piecing project which I haven't done anything EPP in a good couple of months after resting my hands, and that has really paid off. So I was amazed to be contacted by Alice Caroline, and they asked if I would sew up a sample quilt for them for one of their block of the months that they've got coming in 2025. And I have sewn, I think, 8 blocks now. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 7 full-size blocks and 1 half, so making it 8. And they are these huge, they're these huge hexagons. That's how they come out, but each one of these is a different design. So I've done 3 months worth so far, and these are going back to them shortly to have some professional photographs taken, and the photos are going on the box of the subscriptions. I can't believe it. It's just like one of those pinch me moments. So I thought I would show you what I've sewn so far, and then I'll take you on a little bit of a process of doing some more blocks, sewing things up, and just some tips that I've got. This is all Liberty Tana Lawn fabrics. So that is, I think that one's my favourite block, I think. If I find another favourite, I'll show you. This is the last one that I'm working on before I get it sent off. So I've just got one more of these large hexagons to go here, and then they want some of the edges left raw. You see I've left a white piece out here. I'm going to leave some white pieces missing, and that's just so that for the photos they have a few more options and it's got that sort of in progress look to it. So if you see any on the photos that don't have the pieces on, you know why. This is the half block. There's quite a few half blocks that like square the quilt off and complete it. A lovely blue one. I just love all the fabrics, don't you? They've all still got the papers in, and the papers need to be left in till the end, just because generally for photos they do look good with the papers in. This is one of my favourites as well. You'll see a theme. Any pink one is my favourite one. That one is just so striking, isn't it? I think this was the first one that I sewn. Now all of these are made with a combination of 4 shapes, I think it is, and then they're all just, the patterns are different for every block that I've done so far. I don't know if there'll be any repeats in the later months, because so far I've only been sent the first 4 months of blocks to do, and then once more fabric arrives to Alice Caroline, they're going to kit it all up and forward it on to me. A beautiful purpley one, purples and like really light colours in that one. This one was a very fun one to sew together because there's lots of hexagons in it, so it came together really quick. That one's just so striking, isn't it? Again, I really enjoy seeing the backs of quilts. I'll show you the one that took the longest. It was actually this one, because there's no hexagons in that one, so there was more smaller pieces. So these are the instructions for this block that I'm currently sewing. And then each month you get the fabric requirements, the papers and the instructions. Let me give you a preview of next month's. I've got mine just in these wallets, but yours will come in the beautiful box with my pictures on. I'm not going to be taking the pictures, they're professionally done. So oh, coming up in the next one, we've got a beautiful blue block. A blue block? Oh, we've got another half. And then we've got this one. I don't know if when things are finalised, because this is September now, I don't know if when things are finalised the blocks will be in different orders for different months or anything like that, but the fabrics and the pattern will still be the same. So I've got a beautiful bundle of Liberty here. So let me show you some of the colours. Obviously all the colour combinations won't be exactly as I'm showing you here. Oh, that's a small piece. Let's have a look. What will we be doing with that? Oh, that one is in the centre of that block there. So there we go. Oh, that one's gorgeous. I've never seen that before. There's been some beautiful prints in here that I just haven't seen before. And so many delicate florals. I love that. That red and blue, that's really nice. And that's what I love. I've done a couple of Block of the Month subscriptions throughout the years, and I just love the variety that you get because you get a lot of different fabrics. I bet there's over 100 fabrics in this. There's got to be, and they're all going to be individual. It would just cost you so much to buy all of those because you might have to buy a fat eighth of them, but with the Block of the Month you get exactly how much you need, and you get to create a beautiful quilt for it. The whole thing is curated for you and you don't have to worry about going out and buying all the cuts of fabric. That's what I've found in the past, that lots of subscription kits are just, although you could think that they are expensive if you add up how much you pay, I think personally spreading that cost monthly is just brilliant. It makes it more affordable than manageable because let's face it, it's expensive to make a Liberty quilt, isn't it? But this way you're spreading the cost and you're getting a lot of different fabrics, unique prints. There's a lot of this pink, so let me have a look where that will be. Oh, okay, so that's one of the hexagons. So when it's the hexagons, they obviously require quite a bit of fabric. I am just so looking forward to having this finished, and it's just such an amazing moment to be contacted and asked to be made something for Alice Caroline. They do also have a thread collection that goes with this quilt. I did use it, but I don't get on with cotton thread. I'm too heavy-handed, I think, to use cotton for EPP. So I use a polyester thread in a coordinating colour, as I do normally. But those are the matching spools and I use those on the machine and things. And they've also got some templates so you can cut them out if you wanted to get them cut out precisely. But I haven't been using these. I have been using a rotary cutter to cut out, which I don't usually do. I usually use scissors, but now that I've got a small rotary cutter, it's really easy to nip in between all the pieces. And but these are going to be really handy because in the future I can use them for hand piecing. So I've just got everything stored in this really handy little tote bag. I made this a good few years ago now. I took it out and there's a massive dirty mark, so I need to put it in the wash. But it just fits in perfectly. I think once it's not Halloween anymore, I'll need to make another bag, won't I, to store it in. Maybe a Christmassy bag, but it's nice and pink. One thing that I've found really helpful to reduce hand strain, because it was always my non-dominant hand that hurt when I was doing EPP, are these Sew Tight magnets. They're just brilliant. So you just clip them over your two pieces together, you align your two pieces right sides together, and then you just magnetize them on either side. The thing that I knew about these for a long time, but I always thought that I wouldn't be able to adjust my pieces and that it would take a long time to match my pieces perfectly, and then I'd have to try and hold them and then put the magnets over the top. But that's not the case. You can still maneuver your pieces with these magnets on, just a little bit of a shift. I still try and get them to near enough point, but sometimes you need to adjust the papers, don't you? And these are absolutely brilliant. They are a little bit of an investment, but you get 5, so you're only going to use one at a time. These are the second set that I've had. I've used a small set that are just like the dots, and those are brilliant for smaller pieces, but the originals are absolutely great for the larger pieces because these are bigger pieces. So I'll leave the link to Sew Tights down below, and there is a small discount on those. So check them out in the description box if you're interested. And of course there will be a link where you can sign up to the block of the month down in the description box below. Hopefully in a moment I'll be able to put over the top of this video some of the professional photos that was taken of my block, and if you do see them on the Alice Caroline social media platforms, please give them some love, let them know that you appreciate what I'm doing. That would just be wonderful. Put in a good word for me. Because I've started my quilt ahead of the launch date, I received a lot of the elements of the quilt in bulk, so all of these paper templates are for the whole quilt, whereas when you receive your monthly block of the month kit, you'll receive just enough to sew that month. But with me, I had the whole thing so that I can just whiz along and do multiple months at once to get the sample quilt complete. So I bought these A5 zipper wallets from Amazon just to keep all of my pieces organised in, and just also so I can grab them easily. So I'll put all of my shapes into one of these, and then I've also received quite a lot of the white fabric that will be required. I've put that in one because obviously I don't want it to get marked or anything like that, and it keeps it nice and tidy. And then I did the same with the sets of each month. So each fabric comes in a monthly box, of course. You'll receive just enough to create the pieces with a little bit of excess. But again, because I'm making this ahead of the launch, that's why I haven't got the box. So I just thought it'd be easier for me just again to put everything in each month in one of these wallets. And it's a great little storage. They're not that expensive from Amazon, and they're great for putting patterns and things in. I've definitely used all of the ones that I bought. I think I bought a pack of 20 and I've used them all, as well as swapping some with my sister because she had some A4 ones that are really useful as well. I'll leave the link to these little wallets in the description box as well. Quite a few links for me to remember in today's video. I'm just about to send these off, so I thought I'd give you a quick look at them from a bit of a distance so you can actually see how big they are, because I think when they're on the table you don't get a judge of the scale, and these are huge blocks. I'm so scared about putting them in the post, but I'm just going to do them with the most expensive one, tracked, next day, insurance, everything, just so I know that they're spending the least amount of time in the postal system. So I just need to know that they arrive safely, because this isn't something that you can replace really with a monetary value, because it's so much time that I've put into it. So I am nervous, but hopefully I'll be showing you the professional photos soon. It is now coming up to the end of October and I'm currently working on this lovely blue block. And what I've started doing in the more recent blocks that I've been doing is constructing the elements in unit. So what I've been doing just now, and you will have seen me in that little bit of footage, is sewing these together, which is a set of 3, which are these bits here that go around the edge. The reason why I like to do that is because triangles are my least favourite shape to sew, because they've got quite a tight angle there, and it's okay to join them at this point. But when you have then, this will be the next piece, and if I was joining a triangle into there, you're manoeuvring quite a large shape around. So I'm just doing these, and that's what I've also tried to do in some of the other blocks. It makes it feel like it's going faster as well. You have little accomplishments doing these little small blocks, and then you get to join them together and it seems to come together a little bit faster. So far on this block, I have sewn together the centre in 2 halves, because when you sew a diamond star, it's always best to join them in 2 halves, because then you won't get a hole in the middle. So I've done those 2. The fabric's just gorgeous, isn't it? I love the fabrics on this one. Then that's the only thing that I've sewn. But next we'll have some hexagons around that. So the hexagons slot into there. Then on the edge of the hexagon is this red fabric. Then it then leads into that one being next to it. And then we end up with a lovely red and blue combination. So left to do for this month is this block with some absolutely gorgeous fabrics. This is one of my favourite Liberties. I love that print. This one's also in that block. That's beautiful, isn't it? So I'll show you the fabrics for this one. So that block has these 4 fabrics. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? And then there's a half block, which periodically you have to make these half blocks, and this one is reds and golds, which is really nice. So in that one we've got these colours. That's a really gorgeous print, isn't it, that one? It's so lovely to have all the fabric already put together for you, and it just goes together so nicely. And to also have the right amount that you need as well. I think so far there's only been 1 month where there was 3 full blocks. I don't think there was one where there was 4, but I might be wrong. I've put the instructions away now. But it definitely does feel really manageable to do. And you can prep the block and then just store it away. I've been putting them in little storage boxes. And yeah, it's just great to just pick up when you've got a chance. I honestly don't know how much longer this needle is going to last. It's going to snap on me midway through sewing something. I just know it is. So we'll add that there. I like to try and manage the dog ears a little bit. And these Sew Tight magnets are absolutely amazing. They've really helped with any hand fatigue and holding the pieces too tight. And they're just brilliant. I can't say enough good things about them. I'll leave a link down in the video description where you can actually get a discount if you purchase directly from Sew Tights. So I'll leave that down in the description, because these, I think this is the original and this is just perfect for a 2-inch shape. I do always like to do a little knot at the beginning. Just look at that needle. So I really hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of an insight into making this quilt, and it's also inspired you to create some Liberty projects. I just absolutely adore Liberty fabrics. I will be sharing regular updates on this project over on my other social media channels, as well as longer videos here on YouTube as well, so do subscribe to see regular updates. And until the next video, you take care and happy stitching.